Because while that was happening in New York, this was happening in Boston. The confounding Celtics at home trying to close out the Sixers, but positively collapsing in the fourth quarter, losing 113-97, a 16-point loss, the largest playoff loss in franchise history, in a game in which they led going into the fourth quarter. So they head back to Philly now for a Game 6. And the Celtics are a streaky shooting team. Last night's fourth quarter was historically bad. Celtics missed their last 14 shots to end the game. That is the second most to end a playoff game by any team since we started tracking that in the late 90s. Overall, in the fourth quarter, they shot 13%. That's their worst in any quarter under Joe Mazzulla in any game, regular season or playoff.
But here is where I come in to give you guys a different perspective and a different light. Because, as I mentioned, we saw the chink in the armor of Boston, okay? We saw what can happen when you have a player like Joel Embiid. This is what I talked about last night. Playing with his back to the basket, okay? Getting the easy buckets. And listen, if this continues, now Boston will have to game plan, especially if Philly gets to a Game 6. Wins the Game 6 and pushes to a Game 7. Boston is going to have to game plan in order to stop Joel Embiid. And Philly, if you're a coaching staff, you're supposed to know this and have the counter to that defensive attack that they're going to try to bring to stop Embiid. So they should be playing the counter. Okay, so, and this is the only way that Philly can beat Boston is if they slow the tempo, feed the big man, and let Embiid go to work on the block. Let him go to work on the block, and this will be the biggest upset thus far in these playoffs. And I'm going to tell you right now, no team in the East have a big, including the Knicks, because Cat cannot bang with Joel Embiid. I don't think there is a team in the Eastern Conference that could play with the Knicks if they play inside. Not the Knicks. That could play with the Sixers if they play inside out. Shaq mentioned it on their show last night at halftime of that game. And he talked about how Embiid was like, at halftime, he was like 4 for 5 inside the paint. And he looked at the numbers outside the paint. He was like 1 for 6 or something crazy like that. So my thing is, why are you passing up high percentage shots to shoot threes? You're taking away from your game. You're taking away from my experience as a fan. I don't want to see my big man jacking fucking threes. You know what I'm saying? So why is everybody emulating teams who don't have the big shooting threes, so we're going to play their game? Why would I play their game? I got the big man that's dominant. I got Joel Embiid. I got Jokic. Why not play these guys the easy game? Make these motherfuckers work. Make them get in foul trouble. And so what happens is, if Joel Embiid, if they start inside, so what's going to happen? They're going to have to collapse. Once the defense collapses, you kick it to Tyrese Maxey. Maybe he's slashing the paint. Boom. Maybe the defense collapse, you kick it to Tyrese Maxey. Now the defense has to rotate. Tyrese can drive the lane now. Once he drives the lane, the defense got to play him. Drop it back off the MB, you got an easy bucket. Shit, I'm telling you, if they duplicate this again, all of it, listen, I want 90 to 95% of MB's shots to come in the paint, and I promise you Boston will have to change their defense, and they will be on the rails, okay? They will be on the fence. They will be looking sick if Philly force a Game 7. And that game plan for Game 7 will be trying to stop Joel Embiid in the paint. And all Philly has to do is to have the counter for that. Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, the rest of those outside guys, shooters, knock down threes because they're going to have to double and triple team Embiid in the paint.